So I made an arrangement in my house of, what are these? I think these are impatiens. And it's just been sitting inside a vase in my house and just looking cute. The flowers keep flowering. I just realized that I was propagating them, like that they grew roots. Did not know that could happen. Wasn't expecting it to happen. I've never done it. But I was just like, oh my gosh, that bouquet is like staying so gorge. And all along. So now I'm out here in the part shade garden and I'm just gonna put them in the ground. I These are cuttings from one of my planters that have impatiens in them, begonias, and what do you call that? Begonias and the other plant. I can't think of it. Of course, I can't think of it. Isn't that always my answer? I'll put a picture of that planter in here. I already dug a hole. I'm just gonna let it stay one huge, not huge, one big bouquet. I'll keep y'all posted to see if it how big it gets. And then now that I know that, I'll have to do that again. Cute. Hello, sunshines. Oh my gosh. Guys, I'm leaving the garden for 11 days. Yes, 11 days. Since I've had this garden, I have not, and it's been 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. This is my third year of gardening in this space. I have not left the garden to fend for itself. Actually, it doesn't have to really fend for itself. I do have somebody that's going to stop by and look at certain plants. But anyways, I still won't see them every day. Like, what are they going to do without me? Like, what am I going to do without them? Oh, okay. No, so I'm going to enjoy my family. That's what I'm going to do. Time away. And so what I want to do today is I want to go ahead and take a look at the garden. What I need to get done. You're going to see the good. You're going to see the bad. You're going to see the ugly. But I'm going to take a look at what's going on with you all. What's going on and what I need to achieve so that when I leave here, I won't be too worried about what's going on in the garden, and come back and it just be thriving and popping. Okay, here we go. Let's go. I had to wait for the sun to go down because, yeah, it was wicked humid today and hot. It was 91 degrees, but for the rest of the week, we're going to be in the 70s and we're going to have rain, which is going to be great. So, as you all know, this is why did I zoom in? I meant to zoom out. This is the hill garden that I've been working on and have gotten a lot done. That Astilbe is going to be moved. That is something I have to do before I leave. It looks like it's doing good. It has no leaves, but it has a lot of burnt leaves, and I just don't trust it. Because Astilbe likes water, and so I'm going to move that. That's one thing that I'm going to accomplish. We've gotten lots of stuff in the ground. It's looking good. Our dahlias are blooming wonderfully. Here comes another bloom. The Rose of Sharon is full of blooms and looking mighty gorgeous. That hydrangea, and I don't know the name of it, is doing good. We have a lot of marigolds that have popped out. The roses are doing good. And this is a different view that I normally show of them in their space, or of this space. And so this garden's looking good. Remember, we planted up these ladies' mantles. They're fine. We have our first bud on that bellflower we planted up. I did go ahead and put inside of here. I did find what is this? Salvia. I put that in here for now. And along with this, we have this marigold. And so all these yellow plants you see popping up are marigolds. Our artemisia is still where it is. I'm not going to move it. That new hydrangea is doing good. These right here that we placed in the ground, forgot the name of them. Of course I did. anyways, they're doing okay. This right here was another clearance plant. That salvia that I stuck in there was a clearance plant. This is another one of those coreopsis. I think it was like banana something. And I came out the other day and was like, oh my gosh. And I'm gonna give this some water, but it has so much new growth. It wasn't looking like this when I planted it, but that's okay. It has tons of new growth, so it's going to be fine. It just once again needs water. This section has to stay water. Everything's looking good. I need to, of course, harvest some more tomatoes. I'm not going to really worry about this garden space. I told my garden friend that will watch over the space for us some to take whatever she wants, because there's tons of eggplants in there, cucumbers. I did go ahead and cut back this planter, and it's gonna fill in again. These hydrangeas are doing wonderful. These are the only concern I have while I'm away, but the hose is right there, so my garden friend will be able to give these two water. So, but all the new growth, it's giving me a lot of blooms, but now it's, bursting with more new growth. And I think we're going to get more blooms. Look at that bee, guys. Oh my gosh. These are the moments that I love. So these are, what flowers are these? I know these flowers. These and the tags there. And probably because I'm talking fast, blanket flowers. These are blanket flowers. They're going to go in our hill garden. I got to get those in before I leave. They're going to need water. Okay, these need to be moved. So I got to get those in. If I don't get them in, they're going to stay right there, and my garden friend will water them. One thing about terracotta pots, I planted this up, I don't know when, but this is, oh my gosh, I didn't leave the tag in here, but anyways, terracotta pots, they dry out quickly, and so I put this little basin under. I don't know what that is. It looked like a bug. A bug has lost its life. Sorry, bug. That's lantana that's in there, but it looks like a bug has lost its life in the water. But one thing about terracotta pots, they do dry out fast, and so with all this heat we've been having, I put that pan under there so that lantana, although it likes the heat, it needs some water, but it looks really good there. You already see, like, there's some blooms here. This is reblooming again. Anyways, we're gonna keep going, and everything's looking good. Now my dapper willow trees, I always tell y'all about those, how I'm not sure. I'm just waiting. They're not dead, and they're just not like full like they were when I first got them. So they look a little thinned out to me, and so that's my concern with those. What else? Everything is looking good. Something's been digging in my over here in my squash bed. There's a hole down in there. Something's been digging in there. So I actually had to pull one of the plants, and I had to take one of the squashes off early. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use it or if I'm just going to give it to the chickens. I'm so glad that I watched the Thrifted Gardeners. If you're not following her, the Thrifted Gardener, I looked at her page, and she had got hit with vine borers, and she said she's just going to and I think I have vine borers too. So they literally are taking over this plant, and that's another reason why I see so much damage when I get there goes the hole, guys. And then this is vine borer damage. They have burrowed in here, and they're going to all down there. So if you can see, I have like tons of squash in here, and I'm going to do exactly what she said. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to leave them on the vine, because the longer they're on the vine, they'll be able to suck up whatever energy they can get so that they can keep growing. And then so by the time I come back, the vines might be dead, but the squash will be okay. Hopefully nothing comes along and eat it. But look, guys, this is done. And I deal with vine borer squashes or vine borers every year in my squash plants, and tons of squash. And with my zucchini, this year I was finally able to get some zucchini. So I'm excited about that. And I'm going to get some squash, so it's fine. So that's this part of the garden. The zinnia bed is doing good. I've already made me a flower arrangement out of it. I'm not going to clip these because, you know, I'm just going to leave them here. They'll be fine. Sweet potato vines. These are my hibiscus. They bloomed great. Actually, it looks like, yep. There's a couple of more buds. That one's going to open soon. So yeah, we're still getting buds. So I know that one of the things I'm going to have to do is water these. We have a few puppies left. One's leaving tomorrow, just a few. But yeah, and so I'm going to have to water, even though we're going to be getting lots of rain. My pots, one thing about pots is that you will get, even if it rains, your pots still usually need water. So you want to watch out for that. Don't just depend on the rain for watering your pots, because believe it or not, they're probably dry. But this is one of the hostas that we moved, guys, and I don't know, as shady as it is over here, that I thought at least, I don't know. What I'm going to do is probably come in and just cut away all the brown and then see if that's the old foliage from when it was burning on the hill, you know, or if it is new, and then I'll have to move it again, and that's okay. We have some salvia that is getting eaten. I just don't even know what's eating it, what animal likes salvia phlox. We won't go through every plant by name. These bellflowers are gorgeous. I thought about moving them closer, like to the hill garden, because they're such a low plant, but they love it here, so I'm just going to leave it. And why not have color in every space that you go in? But aren't they gorgeous? They are gorgeous. Okay, and let's keep going. I'm loving this. I don't know if that's, I think it's like Bodrock or something. I love, it's doing so good here, but it's not doing good in another area. Hi, man. These are the dogs that will eventually protect those chickens up here, because my last flock of fox came in and killed them all. But anyways, and so we restarted with a new flock. But that aster, this is the other plant. This is a old lady's mantle. It's still alive, but it's not growing here, so I may have to move that plant as well. But everything else in this row is looking good, except something like Black Eye Susan as well, or Susie, whatever one you prefer. This bees balm, I might have to do a cutback on that. If you can see, there's powdery mildew on that, so we might have to do a cutback on that. And then the containers are looking okay, but something's eating over here. This totally lost the petunia. Like, you see that one pink flower, but it's okay. We're at the end of the season. But once again, the salvia. What likes salvia? I wouldn't think, but I love seeing my Black Eye Susan from a distance. Like this one, for whatever reason, is not being bothered. We do have some weeds growing with it. Let's pull those while we're here. But that one's doing fine. We have a sedum that I must have planted there or dropped there and forgot. These are finally going to get buds, and hopefully they get them. I get to experience. I'll be back. Hopefully I get to experience the flowers. Just keep going. These are recently planted that I dug up from my friend's house, and hopefully they'll do fine. But this is not Black Eye Susan's. What do you call that plant? Why can't I think of it? Anyways, we'll figure it out. But something's eating over here. Look, it's crazy. I don't know what is eating bellflowers and salvia and Black Eye Susan. What is eating that? Look at this plant. I keep saying maybe I should pull it up, but it has new growth in it, so it's not dead. At least I think that's new growth. I don't think that's weeds. So I don't want to touch it. If it dies, it dies. But this, something totally ate it. That's another one that's doing good. These are plants that I recently planted, so those are fine. What else? When we come around here, oh, this is what it got its first. Isn't that gorgeous? Gorgeous, gorgeous. This is a buddleia, right? So a butterfly bush. So I have 3 of those. And this one is doing good. They all seem to be doing good. This one's a little smaller, but they all seem to be. Oh, and what about this, guys? My bloom on my little limelight hydrangea that I planted last year. Oh, gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Once again, that salvia, that something like salvia, and it just, even though it's pushing through new shoots, it's still like, what? We have a beautiful bloom on this hydrangea. It's giving me a lot of blooms. That's my larkspur. It died back, but I'm hoping that those are seeds in there and they'll dry out and drop to the ground. There's really not much to do over here. I came along and tagged some things that are dying back that we were talking about in the last video, or one of those videos back. The columbine seems to be dying back. And so I made sure I went around and tagged them. This hydrangea is getting new blooms. That is a bloom struck. I know that. This hosta is burning, so I may have to move that. I'm not sure what's going on with this hydrangea. I forgot the name of it, but it does look like it's trying to push out some new shoots, but it also has a lot of leaves that are burnt out. I don't know why. It doesn't get that much sun over here. So we're going to just pull those off and see what happens, but it's not dead. This is where I'm going to move that other astilbe right here, probably in front of it or behind it. It does spread and it does multiply, which I love. Another hydrangea. I thought it wasn't getting enough sun, but it has blooms on it. Doesn't have huge blooms, and that's okay. There's not much to do over here either, which is good. These blooms are gorgeous. I know people are always trying to get the blue blooms, but I don't mind I want to keep the pink blooms and or purple blooms. I don't want the other ones. Remember that bodrock? I think that's what it's called. This one's not doing so good over here. I think something's eating it and I don't know what. We planted this up the other day, this corabelle or heuchera. It's fine. Everything over here is looking okay. Remember how I always talk about my secret place where I put these plants? It's just right back here. I took them all right back here. As you can see, the one we took off the hill the other day, when I cut it back, it's right here with no stems, leaves, just the root. That's fine. Gorgeous right here. So yeah, this is my little hosta area. When I need to dig some out, I'll come over here. This space I was reserving for, I'm going to reserve for another hydrangea that I have to put in the ground. These are done blooming right here. These are remember we planted these up? These are the Boom Chocolata geraniums. And so I think they're done blooming. But they did good. They're alive. I don't know how this hosta got here, but we'll move those hostas if we need to at some point. Everything's looking good. All the spireas got a good haircut, so they're looking good. Remember we planted up that Japanese spurge. Is doing fine. And you see that other broad rock, if that's how you say it, whatever this plant is, a spotted plant, it's doing fine right there. But right there, I don't know. And our other plants seem to be doing okay over there in the little hospital area. So I see back there that eventually I'm going to have to move this is a Black Eye Susan, but I don't think it gets enough sun back there. This space is turning out to really good. I love this Gara. It's so whimsical. I love it. I have 2 of them. The sedum. There goes another Gara. And this is what we're looking at. Like, and it's this plant right here that they're eating over here. There. That's what I was talking about. We know this plant. I gotta cut this bloom. I came in and cut everything back today. We'll have new blooms. I must have forgot that one, but we have a new bloom right there. Why I can't think of the name of the plant? I don't know why. We have a random hosta here. That's fine with me because it's doing good there. If it's doing good, it's working great. Everything else is doing good. There goes a dieback from one columbine, but I already tagged it. This pot, ooh, it's lovely. It's lovely. It's covering up these, but that's okay. I love, 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 love. What else we got going on? Oh, I don't know if those are. Oh, I put these in today, and I forgot to water them in. Oh my gosh, I knew I was supposed to come back with something, but that's an easy fix. I'm gonna take the water right here. I forgot to water them in. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna take the water right here because I don't feel like grabbing a hose, and I'm gonna dump it on that. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot. You see, it's just so much work to be done. It's in the garden, and then you just forget things but have to come back to it. So, you know, let's do that right now so I don't forget to come back to it. Let's do it right now. Where can I set you guys? Anywhere. I can set you up on the actual, I don't know if you'll see anything. I'm going to take care of that right this second. Guys, I just dumped the whole thing. I don't even care. We're going to get rain. And so when we get that rain, it will, the rain will fill that back up while I'm gone. So, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. They were so perky and oh my gosh, their impatience. They should bounce right back. I was so happy about planting them out today. Wow. Anyways, let's get over to the last garden space. Remember I told you all how that rose was not blooming? Well, look what we have here. And I think this is like its third or fourth bloom that it's put on. That one's petals are falling off now, but remember we dropped some zinnia seeds in this bed. None of them have come up in this section right here, but the bees balm is growing back. You know, this had a cut back, but it's growing back. I cut this back, but it's growing back. So I really like this bed and how it is. And then you see some of the zinnias peeking through, but those are the ones that I had already sowed, not the ones we did together. So this bed is always so lush. I did go ahead and stick, I think I showed you all that Japanese maple there. We'll see how it does. It's in the pot. One of my fave things right here is this. I think this is Liatris. If I'm not mistaken, no, Liatris was over there. This is Lobelia. It came back to me, Lobelia. We had like some hard rain and wind, so I went ahead and staked it up, but it's so pretty. That salvia came back good, and there goes another baby black eye Susan. I have plans for those black eye Susans. I dug these up, or my friend dug them up out of her garden and gave me those. My favorite sedum is looking lush. What else we got? These irises are in the process of dying back, so they're releasing. I don't know what you call it. I just call it releasing their leaves, these big leaves, and so I just pull them off as I need to, but then I kind of cover up the thing a little bit only because of the squirrels. This bees balm is putting out a new flush. This sedum and that sedum. This lilac is looking good. Over here we have some amaranth that is growing taller by the day. We also have another plant down in there. Can't think of the name of it, but it will grow back. And I always say, like, by the next garden tour, I'm gonna write all these things down. And you can let this die some more if you want, but I just don't like the look of it hanging over. If somebody says you shouldn't do that, then I won't do it. But they seem to always grow back, and I've done it before. And what I do is just, sometimes I take them with me, sometimes I just tuck things just like that. And so soon all of those will be gone and it'll look like an open space. I don't know if I'm going to put anything there or what I'm going to do. Okay, that right there, that planter, the fountain I made into a planter, is doing okay. It's only because I don't go back there that often and do what I need to do with those petunias. So that's why it looks like that. I didn't cut those ones back. Like all my other planters, I went and did like a cut back that you would think the plants wouldn't grow back, but of course they do. They're vigorous. They like the cut back. Cut back all the spireas. And we still have things growing back here. That salvia, I think that one's the white one, that grew back great. So this is what we're looking like. My coreopsis that I love. Oh, it's about to be real luscious with this coreopsis. I love that coreopsis. That's another. This is a Rebecca. I think one video I call it a coreopsis, but it's a Rebecca. Anyways, guys, this is what the garden is looking like. The wall is doing okay. I know we don't talk about that wall that much because it's like mainly like hostas up there and daylilies. So I don't talk about it that much, but now that the sun go down, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day. Call this one a wrap. This one, we're gonna wrap this up, guys. Thank you so much for doing that walkthrough with me, and I'll let you all know how things are going in 11 days.